Welcome to The Mother You Know, The Woman You Don't, a podcast about the mother-daughter relationship. And I'd like to start this week out like I think I'm going to start every week out. It's just by saying thank you to everyone who has spent their time listening to the podcast, everyone who has liked, followed, and shared. We've seen so much feedback, and we are really, really excited about the little community that we're building. If you have a story to tell, please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to tell that story through, you can reach out through the podcast or through any of the social medias. We would love to hear from you guys. This week, we have been diving into our friends and family, and this week is no exception. We're starting to hit all our cousins up, and this week we have my cousin Jennifer, along with her two daughters, and they're going to talk just a little bit about their life story. You're going to hear some overlap because they are my cousins on my mother's side, and we've been talking a lot about grandma. And I think, Jennifer, y'all had the experience of you and Kat living close to grandma for so many years, and know that you probably have tons of stories to tell from her. And it seems like we just keep talking about our grandmas, but for me, it just feels so fitting because it's where we all come from. Right. And it's just something that we share. We've just had so much fun just talking about grandma alone, like not even talking about ourselves or talking about our wackadoo moms. Like we've been talking in a nice way. Okay. I say that in a nice way.
Like she's right here.
How that's bled down to us because we're a little nutty ourselves.
Right here.
I know. But we're a little nutty ourselves.
I'm here.
Yeah. And just realize, girls, that's your bloodline. So here it comes.
Yeah, there you go.
What you can expect right here. From 70 to 50 to 40, this is what your leisure looks like. So we're sorry. So Jennifer, why don't you just start out by telling us, like, your mom is one of my mom's sisters, so Shirley. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about like your mom growing up, what you remember, like where were you born, and I already dropped Kat's name, but your sister and all that, just kind of where you grew up and just about what you remember about your mama growing up.
Now, mom's obviously number 3. Number 3.
Yeah.
And so that would make me the third oldest cousin. And so we moved a lot when we were kids, though, a little bit. Because I was probably in 6 different schools before 6th grade. Thomas Mill, Woodville, Thomas Mill again. And then I can't remember.
You got all this good East Texas education.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I moved on in 6th grade, which would probably have been about 83, 84.
Yeah.
So that's where I graduated high school from. That's where I call home.
Yeah.
It was a good place middle school because, it was still kind of small, small school, friends with just not everybody, in school. I didn't get in trouble. I was the bitches.
Yeah.
I didn't get brought home by the cops like some of the...
Oh, we're going there early. Okay. I like it. We just jump right off the
Use it down with Cat. But I can tell you, I was, family members a whole lot more about our childhood than I do.
Yeah.
Really?
I had the trauma of being oldest.
Listen, there's a certified club for us, okay? There's a club.
So you can ask questions and I'll answer them. How about that?
Well, tell us about your mom growing up, because we talked to Shelby a couple of weeks ago about Debbie. So I think with our moms, we just all have I think we're really lucky because we just have an eclectic group of women that if you lined them all 12 up, they all individually come with just such a their own life lessons, their own personalities. They're just all so different and yet just all fantastic all at the same time. So I always say
it's so funny how 2 people can have from the same genetics.
Yeah.
Everybody is so different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did it 11 times and it was vastly different every single time.
That's true.
Like same genetics, but they're all different and all so funny. Well, so that from that perspective, like, how did you like growing up with such a big extended family?
I loved it. That was when we moved to Allen. Of course, that's when we started not seeing both sides very often. So I was always jealous and, missed being with everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was jealous of all y'all because y'all got to see everybody more often because y'all live all closer down there. Same thing with, on that side of the family. I was always jealous because they all lived around, my grandmother on that side too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I just,
What are some of your favorite memories growing up?
just, when we were in East Texas, we'd go visit my mom. You just go outside in the woods and just play for hours on the typical Gen X, go outside, drink out a water hose, don't come home until, the sun starts going down.
Yeah.
We were them. Walk from Mama's house to my great grandmother's house, probably now thinking about it, that was probably 3 or 4 miles down.
Yeah.
Our road went, we were probably 10.
Yeah.
Just, and then, obviously going, being around when we lived in Santa Fe with, and you may have to know, hang on, she's gonna go.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, just need to show it.
It's okay.
That's okay. This is about mothers. That's motherhood right there. Yeah.
Right
there.
Exactly. Living with Pam, when we lived over there with Pam and Arnold, and obviously living next door, we always had Wally and Jerry, Yvonne, and me and Kat. We always just played. We swam in the pond, which I don't know that I would ever let my kids swim in that pond.
I swam in that pond.
Yeah, we all did. I fell in that pond. Yeah, I fell in it.
And they had, remember when they had the carousel, they were going behind it with the tractor. I don't know if y'all are old enough to remember that. But
no, we didn't do that.
I don't think so.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember that. So, no,
That's funny.
I remember Uncle Arnold having a pet squirrel. That's what I remember.
I don't remember that one.
That was the squirrel cage. Yeah, the squirrel cage.
Well, there were horses around too, though.
Yeah,
they had horses.
Horses.
You said Wally and Jerry introduced you to Ozzy Osbourne, isn't they?
My introduction to heavy metal was, Wally and Jerry. So
Of course.
Yeah. Of course.
Listen, I don't know.
Not about influence sometimes.
Wally's like 60, and I don't know how he goes to these concerts. I'm thinking, I don't even want to go to the grocery store with people in it. And this is still going to full-blown metal concert.
Yeah.
Yes. Is he 55, 56 years old now?
Yeah.
He's almost 60.
Like 20 years ago, like my favorite story about Wally, who's our other cousin Brandy's husband, like I had a random text from him like 20 years ago, like on a Tuesday. And he's like, "Hey, we got tickets to like Ozzy Osbourne this weekend. If you want to go." And I was like, "This is Lydia." That irritates me. He's like, "Yeah, I know. We'll see if you want to go out. With it." I was like, "No." But if you want to go to the movies, I appreciate being invited because I definitely want to be invited. I was like, "No,
I'm not going to go.
I don't think I want to go mosh pitting with y'all." No. I love you though.
That's funny.
The things I remember about the house in Santa Fe is 2 things. I was there one summer and I wrecked the moped. Somebody had a moped and we were running it across the yard, and I ran into the electric fence and flipped off that moped. And I think I did that. And then at some point, either somebody dared me or my dumb self just grabbed the electric fence. And it was
Like,
those are super memories.
Jerry.
I think we're gonna blame Jerry for that. I think that sounds like a good blame cousin Jerry.
It
Yeah.
sounds like something you would do.
Yeah. Really. 100%.
So listen, he's been our biggest cheerleader with this podcast. The first day we released him, he was texting me all day long going, "I just listened. Y'all are funny. This is great. Keep going." He was our biggest cheerleader day long.
That's
Texting me all day. He was
Uh-huh.
so sweet. He was
That
so
is
sweet.
funny. Too funny.
Yeah.
He's good like that.
Yeah, I think that's, like one of our favorite memories is really just having cousins growing up. It makes me sad that I don't think my kids grew up the same way we did, with just doing nothing. Like you said, I don't think necessarily I've let them parasail behind a tractor, but that's just me though. But I definitely think they missed that.
It was all, we lived with the camera when Atari came out, so, we would sit there and play. We'd fight over whose turn it was all the time.
Yeah.
So I probably had the most fun living with town when I was a kid. We lived in that with around town.
Yeah.
You know, and when we moved, I was sad.
Yeah.
What kind of let's talk about your mom, Aunt Shirley, obviously, or to you, mom. What was she like as a mother? Like, how would you describe your mom as a mom?
She was the easy one. Like, she was not really the disciplinarian one. She would like to get away with stuff. And then, of course, Dad was the heavy-handed one. He would, always tell her, "You just tell me with everything." So, but she worked a lot. I mean, they both worked, obviously. But, she was just, she was 20, I guess, when she had me. It's telling, this one here, she kind of grew up with me,
Right.
And so, but, being a latchkey kid, though, like, it was in the evenings, dinner, getting ready for bed and going to bed until, we got a little bit older and moved to Allen, She's a good mom. She was a good mom. But, without getting into details, Dad was always the easiest person to live with.
Yeah.
So, but Mom was a good mom. She did the best she could.
Yeah.
With,
She always she always makes me laugh. Like, I always just think she's just the funniest.
She ain't slow down one bit.
Well, Shirley was always the tough one. Okay, growing up.
She still is.
She still is. But I don't know if you've heard this story, but there were some kids living down the street from us, and these boys, and they kept coming down and bothering us. And we were probably in the second, third, fourth grade, maybe. So they would just come bother us. Mother would tell them, "Look, boys, leave my girls alone, or I'm going to turn them loose on you." And they kept coming and kept coming. And one day, Mother said, "Take them out." And so they come down on their bikes, and Shirley, Maud, and Claudia pushed them into the ditch and threw the bikes on top of them. They never. So yeah, she was a tough one, and all. So yeah, she was a leader.
So now you just need to throw a bike on somebody. I mean,
yeah.
It's just called for.
But your daddy always said if I had to fight her, I'd have to fight her like a man, because she'll take me out.
That's just how you should. I was built like a linebacker. I will take my ass. Okay, my mom.
That's right. That's true.
She ain't kidding.
No, she.
You got her at Mamaw stage.
Yeah. Yeah. And
you got her later in life in Mamaw stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. Well, I still tell this story when we had that family reunion at Fin and Feather with at Mother's birthday and all that. I had found it was a cuss jar in a garage sale somewhere, and it was like a bank, and for so many cuss words you have to put money in it, and so I was trying to keep the situation clean. So I told Shirley, "Look, Shirley Maud, if you get talking bad, you're gonna have to put money in here." So she went and got a bunch of change, and she threw it all in that little bucket and say, "Okay, I'm taken care of. I'm gonna say what I want to when I want to." So yeah.
Well, tell the story about when we were kids. We're gonna look at this.
Okay, the first time she lived with us, she was always taking us to school, and she had to get in the car rider line. And it been a time then they go all the way back around, and she would be listening these ladies out that were drinking the car line. And we would slip up and tell Dad, not thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then she'd be around us for leaving our clothes on the floor. And she started shorting a guitar that we had to record in every time I leaving our clothes on the floor. And my dad goes, "Well, we're gonna make a cussing now for you. So every time you cuss the car rider, like you said, get the order from your
That's
the girls one way. And you'll drive around more."
Yep, that's it right there. Yes. Shirley she marched to the beat of her own drum. I'll tell you
Still
that right
does.
now. She still does. Yes, she does.
Nobody.
She's
That's
still
the
stubborn
trick.
as she's ever been.
More
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. But
I think
she
that
worked-
makes her like
hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that makes her resilience, like the word that I think of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her, like whatever she's been through in her life, she's always the one. And I do quite fun. I feel like she is going to be the one that outlives everybody. Like I've always said that. I think that she's just going to be
that does not take care of herself.
She drinks no water at all.
Yeah, what is she? Is it like Dr. Pepper or Pepsi or something?
It was Pepsi.
Yes.
She was always the Pepsi
Yes, and her
drinker.
Margot Reds. First off, you have to be like, have an iron lung to handle Margot Reds. I'm also like, I usually drink like Margot Reds. That's like, just, and I used to be a smoker. And so it's like, respect. Because,
It's just with Doritos for a reason.
yes. But I think she's going to outlive everybody and she's just going to.
She's just preserved.
Yes.
Yeah, because what soda does she drink? Because she did like
Living the
Streamlines.
dream on Marlboro Reds and Pepsi.
Yes. Like I have one soda and I'm out, you know. And
Yeah, throw in a few painkillers or two, you know.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
don't do that anymore.
Good. Thank
No.
goodness, Jennifer. I knew tough Jennifer would take care of business. Oh,
She calls me rub it down every once in a while.
Oh, is that right?
Do you have to tell her, don't make me be?
I was like, you did that for Dad, but I take that as a compliment.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
what
So
about
you must
like,
Out of you
Oh,
and
sorry.
Catherine, who do you think is more like your mama? Do you think you take after your mama, or do you think you full on daddy? Your personality.
Well, I think we probably
Or
have
you
a good
mix of
mixture
both.
because there's aspects of Kat that the patience that Catherine has, you know, and just her more gentleness and, you know, more patience that she has is like mom, you
Yeah.
know, with the kids, where she'll say anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She doesn't care if it hurts her feelings. There's, no filter with Catherine.
Yeah.
So she's like that in that aspect, you know.
Yeah.
She's like that, and she's not the best housekeeper.
Uh-huh.
For me, I'm like mom. We're
Yeah.
me and mom we're like my mama, you know, mama
Yeah.
kept in the house.
She did.
Yeah.
Grandma did. Yeah.
Yeah, I live with. Well, you know, mom, she helps as much as she can, you know, since her arm, you know. But the other two, because Izzy lives next door, so
I have the only reason the kitchen is clean most days, and the floor is vacuum. You clean the kitchen
every morning. Every morning.
Okay, my end tables, you know what? You leave my end tables long because they got scrub all in the anyway. Y'all know it's not my circle. I don't want to read your stool and stuff. I have two men, two boys, and a boy.
Yeah.
They're like so good.
Yeah.
I'm over there and skate sometimes.
Also, that never changes.
Listen, it is not boring on this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Only when whistling.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was gonna ask
So-
about like you know, like growing up with your mom or whatever. Do you have any what's that Christmas of? Like, do you have any like, traditions that you've brought over, incorporated with your two girls and now your grandbabies that you had as a kid? Like, do you remember like?
Not really. Mom was not, you know, they had traditions. I mean, we had Christmas, you know, and we decorated for Christmas, but for anything else, you know, Easter when we were little, you know, she don't really decorate, but she, you know, get us Easter baskets and all that stuff. But mom is not really one to, you know, go full out decorate, you know, cook this big meal. I guess, you know, I mean, and that's what I get for her. I want some sort of maintenance, I guess, amount of points.
Was it?
Yeah.
I call it like the low bar lifestyle.
We haven't decorated for Christmas in
A long time.
we've been here 10 years.
That's how I'm not how stupid.
Yeah.
The kids just kind of quit caring about decorating and helping. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing all the work.
Hey,
That part I get from mom. I don't. It just takes a lot of energy. So
This is why we don't have time.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
all
No.
off for things. Mom wasn't the hostess of the mostest, and I'm not either.
Yeah. That's
Well, I
okay.
think
Always went to everybody else's house.
Yeah.
People didn't come to our house very often because we were always going to Nama's or going to
Yeah.
Dad's side. You know what I mean? We were always traveling, so
Yeah.
we didn't. There were
I was gonna
hosts.
say, I don't think I ever remember going to y'all's house like as kids. I mean, I couldn't pick your house out of a like a
No.
lineup or anything. I have no
No,
idea.
other than when you lived in Santa Fe.
Because we were the, we were the only ones we
but
lived
we-
under. I
yeah,
think
but
Debbie
we did go
went
to
for-
we did have a family reunion there
we
in
did at your mom's
Copenhagen,
house.
that
Yeah.
little house in Copenhagen had this giant tree. I remember the giant tree, and I remember
Right.
the wildflowers were just incredible.
Yeah.
But part
We did.
part of that could be because we didn't do a lot of decorating, and if you had a birthday, you were good. You were doing good to get a chocolate mayonnaise cake made for your birthday. You know,
Yeah.
so that was the occasion to have a chocolate mayonnaise cake was that somebody had a birthday. So we were all woo. It's
So now, I don't really remember my mom really decorating either when I was a
Mm-mm.
kid.
Yeah.
No.
So
No.
Yeah. What
Just
are the things
because-
you do remember about grandma?
Lord.
When she met Dad.
Mm.
That's a funny story.
Yes.
Listen, when I met my husband, I'll go back to my mom just a second. And he was, no, I didn't want anything to do with him. He was obnoxious. He was loud. Wasn't my type, whatever. So I was dating, I wanted to date the guy that he was with.
He told me off to date your friend, didn't he?
Yeah, and he ended up dating the girl that side I was with. So we all kind of hung out for a little while. Then we all broke up at the same time. I saw him out one night, and I was like, hey, send me a dance, right? He was like, I'll get your number from Johnny. I was like, no, I'll come by the barbershop and give it to you after school. But I was going to college over there. And so, he gets my number. We decided to go on a date. And Neville actually happened to be at the house. I think when he
really?
yeah. And so, them two can talk to the wall.
Yes.
So they were talking, back and forth. And, my husband has a really loud laugh that you can hear all over Walmart.
Yes.
And so we on a date, we come back. I'll have a story that night or the next day. She goes, I just love him. I just love his laugh. He's so funny. And I was like, so that's the reason I fell in love with him, because I love him.
Oh,
Came on like-
it was
came
Annie
authentic.
approved.
Yeah. Yes, but did she a family search because his last name is Russell? I mean, your last name is Russell, right? And so that was her maiden name was Russell.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Also,
Didn't they
I'm sure
save that information from you until after y'all were married?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I guess we just really think about it, but I know she did look into it.
Oh,
It's
I
like
know she did. Yeah.
way back there.
I've
like-
never thought about that. That is so true. That would be an amazing plot twist to our podcast.
It's like
Yes.
it was two brothers from I don't know, it's like 6 or 7 or 8 generations ago. I don't really remember how many generations ago it was, but
Oh my goodness. See, I didn't know that.
That
I
is
think she
funny.
would have searched it out. So
she did. Oh yeah, she did definitely.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it was-
funny because you'd be our second set of married cousins on this show.
Your second sense? Who else?
We've got a friend that we've already put the episode out. Her name is Tammy. They were married by they're not by blood. They're not blood cousins. She was her stepmother was related to his family, and they were legally on paper.
But it's still a
So
good story.
We've joked
Yeah,
about
it's
that a
true.
lot.
But
mhm.
we produce really good, beautiful kids. So
You
we
do.
don't
Yes,
have
yes,
that.
you have pretty daughters.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Your genes are great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We don't produce ugly kids in this family.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So
wait.
when you
Oh,
think
go
about
ahead,
go ahead,
Sissy.
Cindy. No, go
Oh,
ahead.
I was going to ask Jennifer. So you meet your husband, like y'all get married. Let's talk about like you becoming a mom. Like how old were you when you had? Because Randy, you're older, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how old were you when you had your first?
Well, we were married 9 years before we decided to have kids. We loved to have kids. So probably about year almost 8, so we were like, because a lot of us wanted to sort of relive or pass down circumstances that we lived under our fathers. So we weren't going to have kids. And he's 9 years older than I am too. So when I was 29, I am pregnant with Rainey, had her at 30. And then, well, I guess Rainey was probably about a year old. I really wanted to get enhanced because I wasn't born with the, so Wendy knew, suggested, his wife had gone ahead and done. So we went for consultation today, put it on deposit, and I was going to get that done, right? I was at work one day and I was like, I haven't started. I was like, so I went to the store at lunch. That's when I worked for Blockbuster Corporate in McKinney.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just try it. What about old?
There we go.
Yes.
So you didn't get your mommy makeover then.
Which I mean, most better present than the boobs. So
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a replacement, you know.
So how far are y'all apart? How many months are they apart?
they're 2 years and 3 days. So my birthday is April's 25th and hers is the 28th.
We're anniversary babies. Yeah. It's
Nice.
how they did that.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
We know what y'all do.
It's even funnier though. So they have their babies 4 days apart.
Yeah.
Right.
so
We're getting
Monday-
there.
Like a week. Yeah.
So
We're getting
they've
there.
always had their birthdays together. They've never had a separate
Yeah.
birthday ever.
Goodness.
This
Y'all
one
were the
too.
little
That's-
guys, huh?
Family.
I'm sure we can offer because like my stepdaughters, 3 of them are all in August, and then one of them is September. So that's like they're within days of each other. It's that same thing, you know. They say, you know, like the oldest one, you know, once because we were talking about something better. It's like, what kind of birthday party do you want? Actually, she's like, oh, the babies are going to get to choose, kind of thing, because their birthdays are almost together. Like, was that an issue for y'all, or did y'all want to grow?
Not really. You like
Nice.
the same things.
There you
And
go.
we
This
didn't
is
have
so
like
easier.
really huge birthday parties. Like afterward, we just had everybody in the house and like we just have a redneck party because we get to like drive a go kart around to Astor, and that's what we did for
Yeah.
entertainment. Everybody in
Yeah.
our birthday party though.
That's somebody could probably to me.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I don't have
Correct.
pasture to run around a golf cart. You know, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I'm gonna
my
come right around
earliest,
on y'all pasture.
You need a boat right now.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I would
Well,
imagine.
my
Ugh.
earliest memory, and I can't remember which one. I think it was Rami, but we were sitting at Pam's for Christmas, one of the holidays. We were all over there. Rami, I want to say it was you, but you kept walking through the living room, going pinky swear, and walking about like getting everywhere. I think it was you, but it's like Shelby. I keep getting Shelby on her accent. She's keep going, pinky swear. And Dwayne says that all the time, like if we're talking about something, because you did it to him and he thought that was the cutest thing ever, my husband. So every once in a while he'll look at me and go, pinky swear. Pinky swear.
Dang now.
It's just really funny, just walking around the living room going, pinky swear.
See, I know where you're with that's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
So, it was the most adorable.
I still make people
Yeah.
pinky swear.
she should. It's legally binding. It's very important. It's very serious.
Like that, then you're really messed up.
Yes. What was your favorite part about being a mom, Jennifer? Like, what do you love most about being a mom?
I have 2 built-in best friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they go through like listen to some teenagers with everybody stages like they don't like their mom or whatever? Do you feel like they did that, or y'all just? I mean, they seem like good
One was
kids, you
more
know. So.
rebellious than the other. Well, just about Raimi was the rebellious one. That
Oh,
one she got to be about.
Yeah.
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 Just skipped school a whole lot more than I knew.
But did she die though? No.
I mean, yeah. Was at least something? Was at least doing something good, or you like skipping to go to Taco Bell? Like it was like.
No, I was
Skipping?
sleeping.
Okay, that's valid. All right.
I was just sitting there at school. I like going to school anyway. I can do that at home.
Total logic.
Good
I
100%.
didn't go up there to be miserable.
She's like, can you buy me lunch? She would text me every day. Will you buy me lunch?
When I got a car, then I just met mom for lunch.
And poor Izzy, she just dragged Izzy along.
Yep.
Poor thing.
She was happy to go. I mean, like, I guess I just I knew better, but I didn't think anything of it at the time. Now I'm not like, really? Like, you have to teach me your bad ways. If I don't.
You're a fresher.
Yeah, that. I was like, come on, Izzy. And she goes, okay.
That older sister thing. Like I think I said, you know, like Laura just was talking about Laura said, you know, I'm grown, But if my sister says, "Don't leave this," I still do it. It's just an older sister thing to bring it to room. Like, okay, have a bit of bread. And you just, it's just that younger sister, older sister thing. And I want to say that for myself, be like, you go get the broom, but I don't. I go get the broom.
So Jennifer, thinking about parenting your girls and raising your girls, what are those things that, like, I compare a lot of stuff just thinking about grandma and your mom. Like, what do you think you learned about being a mother from grandma or your mom? Like, what are those lessons that you think that you learned or you remember them doing, or that you hope your own girls, now that they're both mothers, pass on to them?
Unconditional love that Mama, she was strong when she had to be.
She was.
And my mom was this way too when she had to be. But the unconditional love, no matter who it was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, that's
We've
the thing I
talked about that a
always
lot.
say,
That's
is
come
that
up.
she
Yeah.
loved everybody the same, and I hope that's something you pass on, or we keep that going, because I think that's something special to us, is that just the love, just loved you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh,
she
yeah.
even loved the non-nice people.
Yeah.
Yes, she
Yeah.
did. She
Sure
did.
did.
She
We will
did.
not name
Yeah.
names.
She
We're not
I
naming no
remember too
names.
about like her Bible, like if you see, if you remember her Bible, she had her list of every one of her children, their spouses, their children, their spouses, on and on. And it is that thing, even the ones that ended that not that it doesn't matter. She prayed for them just as much as she prayed for the good ones like us.
Right.
The ones,
The angels.
yes, the angels, and then I love it. God prayed for just as much as everybody else did, which is probably a good thing. But she did
That
love
was true.
everybody. You never questioned. I don't know. She didn't listen. Like I would always be. It has to do with the fact that that I think mom would never love me. Though I don't know. Like I was still like not to say that grandma. I never doubted grandma's love for us, and I don't say that in a way that I ever doubted my mother's. I don't know how to describe it besides that unconditional. Like you just knew.
Well, I mean, Mama had a different role than your mom. Mama didn't have to raise
we
us.
did.
Right?
Yeah.
So she could just love us and send us home to, to the parents, and the parents had to do the, the hard work, and so she was always got to be the fun one for the most part. I think Shelby got probably the harshest, raising for Memo. Just from the few stories that I've heard, I think she probably had to be more starting with Shelby than any of the rest of us. Even still, I mean, it's just still had that unconditional love and that grace and
Yeah, she
compassion.
did. She did. But even raising 11 kids, she always said every one of us was different. Now Matt still thinks he's the favorite, but he's not. So, but each one of us were individual, really, truly. I mean, and she loved each of us exactly the same,
Right.
So you're right. And so prayerfully, she passed it down to us, because I like you two real great, Dorcas and Lydia, just the same. Just the same. But then, that we passed that down, and she did. And, she was not anybody that was full of drama. Mother never wasn't full of drama. Neither her and her sisters, I remember anything ever coming up with her and her sisters. So she was just raised, I think, by a really good, peaceful woman, your great grandmothers. So,
Definitely
y'all's great
blessed
grandmothers.
by that.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I think as we've talked about too, that
I think it's
a
a
lot of us have,
legacy.
it is a legacy because our mother is normal.
Pretty much.
Because her mother
Sometimes,
is
For
normal.
the most part.
Yes, for the most part. But that is generational, I mean, because you do have, and I think, and you guys are going to talk about this stuff like Twitter and finger key, I'm sure lots of Twitter, but, I know women who don't have good relationships with their mother, and it's very sad, and I thought that doesn't be taken for granted how normal our mothers are. And these aren't always easy. Their lives weren't always easy growing up. But I think that our mothers, just because of the resilience of grandma, got that thing that makes them resilient and work hard and survivors.
Right.
And everybody had to survive something different. but not all women have that. Not all women have a mother that they can be 100% honest with and that they can go to for comfort and be there for support and all that stuff. And I think we're all very, very blessed to have that. And I take it for granted. When you hear some of the stories and you hear about some of the women that are going to be on the show in the future, their stories, and it's like, we're so spoiled and so blessed,
right?
With our mothers, and it's a
And even
blessing.
then, like when we've been through things, like Jennifer, I'm curious now. And when you said that you didn't want to have children because you didn't want to repeat patterns, what changed for you that you thought, I'm not going to repeat this. Just not going to do it. What was that change for you, and how have you made that change? For both you and
Accepting the
Randy.
Lord as my Savior. And
Yes.
knowing that I have strength through Him to not repeat that pattern.
Yeah.
Now,
True.
with equipment,
Yeah.
but I try to be a better parent. Yeah, you won't. I mean, I guess as opposed to normal parents, try to be a parent. And to be honest, you're going to take the good that you thought worked and pass along to your kids. But the things you also wish that your parents may have done differently for you.
Yeah,
sure. But they do the best they can at the time. And that's the way for me and the girls when it comes to boys. So I probably, their ears hurt.
You've had lots of talks
about boys. When I gave them information that mom didn't. Mom only married dad. I mean, I think she had one boyfriend before dad, maybe.
Oh, no.
Yes. And maybe I know his name.
Mom didn't have that experience of boyfriends, plural, like I did.
Right.
To ask down to them. Now that they'll always listen to me? No. But as a parent, your job is just to teach them and they can the tools and use them or it's all away. But yeah.
Did y'all feel like, Randy, did y'all feel like you could go to your mom with anything? Did you feel like you had that open line of communication, or?
For the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was doing something I wasn't supposed to, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't have to wrap myself out. Hello.
You better skip this school. No.
Days, like, if we knew we weren't supposed to do it, or we knew, like, she didn't want us to, or didn't like that, we didn't just tell her because she's still our mom and she's still going to get on you.
Yes.
We don't learn that lesson. So, like, whenever, friendships, and then, like, we got older, like, relationships, and just, like, different ways you handle certain situations, like, she's always been there to talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their ability to move on is a whole lot better than mine. So tell me I'm like dad and I'm a cling on and I hang on too much and
listen, baby, I can choke stuff to death. I can hold on to it.
Yes.
I'm like, I told her, I said, you might think I was a cold-hearted witch because Jerry had one boyfriend that I ever cried over.
Nope.
I mean, if they told me I knew there was a lot more fish in that pond, I could go swimming.
Yeah.
And go past all real. And they didn't understand that. I mean, I had
4 times.
Yeah.
She had better about it. I never.
Yeah. Okay, well,
so maybe you knew the best was yet to come. Okay, so
yes,
let it go, and the best is yet to come. So nothing.
So,
but they have been good girls, though. They've been pretty easy to raise. I have to say.
Yeah, and now y'all have the opposite. So you've had 2 girls, and now your girls have had 2 sons. So y'all have a full house, and now you're getting to go through raising boys, which is,
a whole lot different.
It's a freak show different.
They're fun.
They can be.
No, they are. Listen, I could be a 10-time over boy mom, I think, because it's just like you just let the chaos go at this point. You just look at them and go, okay, yeah, okay. Tell me, so both of you, and I asked you this before, but tell me about, so you becoming a grandma. So you and Randy are just trucking along with your 2 daughters, and then all of a sudden, because was it a shock to you that you were about to be a grandma? And how did you find that out, or how did you 2 go about telling your mom? And let me guess, did you tell each other first before you told your mom?
Of course, yes.
Because let's set the stage. Y'all found out that y'all were both gonna have babies at the same time, correct?
So I don't know together earlier.
Okay.
And she found out at the end of that week. I was too scared to take one.
Okay.
I didn't want to know.
Hey, denial's a powerful thing sometimes. I'm just saying. And there's no stopping that train. Once that train goes, it's just gonna, people have been denied for so long.
Train all you want to, it's coming.
Yeah.
So tell me about, for you, when you found out, what were your first thoughts?
Well, we won't go to details. Kind of, the guys were not on the paths they're on now.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, I pretty much eliminated them coming around. That was at that point in their relationship. So I was like, move on. They're being a distraction and not in a good way.
Yeah.
And so she had called me. I was at the barber shop and just like, can we just talk? Just Braxton wants to talk to you. And I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm done. We talked about what I've done. And so I was like, I don't want to talk about it. Rain and I were on the way home, and I get a text from Braxton that I think it's, am I getting mad that because he's pregnant. So that's how I found out. Now,
that's not nice.
The boyfriend told you?
I'm telling them. I'm not sitting at the lecture. I'm not doing out of the house.
So what was your expectation that they just would notice?
She was waiting. Was at that point we didn't know that I was pregnant. No, and then I was just realized something's wrong with my side.
Yeah.
I said, I just to get in denial and don't use your too. They were like, never.
Yeah.
And then, was it 2 weeks later?
No, it was the end of the week. These fellows, a couple weeks later, I had it for a while. That was 2. I'm like, we are all over here. And me and Braxton know. Or no, I knew. And me and Braxton knew. And them 2 knew. And we're all sitting in the living room. And the tension is like terrible. Still was terrible. And these 2, like, we talked, as my dad, we talked to you outside. And Dad goes in, he goes, we got a coffee counter over here. All that said is that, probably I made Ricky say like that. Like, I went and told my mom, but I made him, kind of, say it, because I'm like, I have to say it to your mom, so you have to say it to my dad. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Anyway, he goes my dad or whatever, he goes, that does not lean through the banister on our court. He goes, look, you better get to work. They just walk through class. Yeah. They were already like,
there's so much wisdom in that statement. Can I just tell you that? There's just so much wisdom in that statement of, A, it's your turn, buddy. These are your kids. You're going to take care of them. This is now your wife. You're going to take care of it. You better get to work. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of juice in that statement. And the fact that it was just so black and white. I think that's one of the really great thing about men is that, especially when they're dealing with other men, it's just very clear cut. That's why little boys think they're daddies. It's clear cut and it's firm and this is what it is.
The biggest part for me to tell Dad than it was Mom. Yeah. It's like, you gotta do everything together, you know what I mean? And like, we don't really, he's my dad. So like, we talk about relationship and guys, but like, you gotta let us like, what kind of guys, not. Yeah. Those kind of things, you and me. So like, I sniffed this shit. It's so bad for me. It's so bad that I'm pregnant. Yeah, like, to have this little flip where I knew I was pregnant, I was almost like, I wasn't like mad or sad. I was just disappointed in myself because I knew they would be disappointed because I been a good kid. Like, I had never gotten in trouble. I didn't know that. And I was like, I just know I'm about to disappoint them. She's those stutters. I'm driving dizzy. I had anxiety. Always not. My hardest. I did not want to disappoint.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, if you're going to join the messed up club, the troubled kids club, you might as well do it big. Like, you might as well throw it all in.
If we do it right,
You did.
and eventually pushed off on me. I'm like, she was 20.
I was about to ask. So you were 20 when you found out that you were pregnant. 20?
Yes.
And how old were you, Remy? How old? Like what? 21, 22? Okay, 22. Not super young. That's adult. You can be drafted. You can, you know.
It is.
Let me give you a backstory. My mom had moved in. Well, I can't remember if I was already in school because I quit my job to go back to school, to hospitality school. And then sometime time, mom moved in with me because that's when Debbie, her health was failing. Shelby was living with her with the kids. And
Yeah.
so, and mom and I, we both were armed at that point. So, going through that, checking her at the doctor and going to school. So that was kind of stress for the first year or so. And then kind of try to start my business. And then a few months later, Randy goes to cosmetology school. And then, well, actually, she had funds, actually. So she started building her business. And, I started doing my business. And then Izzy tried to figure out what she wants to do. So we were putting her through school, esthetician school, at the time.
Okay.
So we're all like just starting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This new
I
phase.
want to be having kids. Time is action in life, and then you
Yeah.
add all of that on top.
Yeah.
And then mom, go through all the surgeries and all the rehab and all the stuff with her.
And not listening.
Yeah, stubborn.
Not listening.
Like I said, I don't know all the details, but the boys were not allowed to be here.
Yeah.
They were no help at all during all of this. And so the little house next door was kind of livable. It's like a one bedroom, living room, kitchen together with the bathroom. It was a really small little place. So Rainey had moved there for a little bit with her previous boyfriend, but we had been using it mainly for storage. And so when we found all this out, you can't, at the time we still had 7 dogs. Mom was living with us. The girls were in the house, and then you're about to bring some babies in. I'm like, this house is only 1,200 square foot.
Yeah.
So they had to put a new roof on that house over there. So Randy did it. His brother did it. Took it off. And my nephew on Randy's side, and then a friend of theirs, and another friend, they all did it. Because they had the babies in July. So in the heat of the summer,
All of our people came together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Community, it's a tribe sometimes.
Yeah.
It is. We found out where it was. It wasn't. Amen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, it was rough.
I mean, let me ask this too, because I'm nosy. Izzy, you said that you tell your mom you find out you're going to have the baby first, and you said you were so worried about being, disappointing her or whatever. When you told her, like, what was that like? I mean, do you feel like, because
after she got the text.
after you got the text was for Rainey, right?
No, it was for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like, what was that interaction like? I mean, do you feel like in that moment, like, I know you said going into it, you were worried about be disappointing them, but what was that like to actually tell her and her to find out? Like, do you feel like you disappointed her? I don't feel like you did. I mean,
not now. I think in the moment she was, because she's always like pushed us to do it, like not necessarily do college, but do something, like get your feet underneath you. Don't be dependent on us, or don't be dependent on your man, or like just live your life. I mean, have friends, accomplish your goals, and then like that will always be available to you.
Yeah.
That will always be there for you to find and do. Don't feel like you have to rush out here and go do that sort of thing. And I think that's just where like she really wanted us to do that, and at that point it wasn't an option. Like it was like, okay, we're gonna have to have this baby, and then you're gonna have to figure it out the hard way.
Yeah. So Jennifer, for you, when she told you that, because we talk about this a lot with me telling mom, because I had to tell mom and how disappointed she was.
And she's one of your favorite cousins.
And she's a pastor starter, honey. Top that.
That's right. But just for a while, because then I had to talk to mother. So I just
But tell Jennifer what mother said, what grandma said.
Yeah. So mother
Because she called her crying because she's a big old baby.
She's
She called her crying.
but I'm on staff at the church, and I got to tell somebody is going to show up, And so she said, "It's a baby. Get over it." You know, she said, "Just get over yourself. It's a baby." And we've had babies, and we have babies, and whatever the circumstance wasn't ideal. When they're here, they're here. So
Right.
we just, as your grandma would say, get over it. It's a baby. So, and
So don't
clearly,
forget it take you a while to
Yeah.
get over it.
yeah.
Or did
Did
you
it take
did
you a
your
while to get
did your
over
mom
it?
tell
or-
you to shut up and get over it? Then what was Shirley's reaction when you told her?
She
Or
was
when
just
she found
happy.
out?
You know, big deal.
Yeah.
My mom's just like, I'm not, about everything. So she's
Yeah.
like, she's like, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Yeah. We got
Yeah.
over. She comes and checks
Yeah.
on. When we first got home with the boys, like we're both home by ourselves, new moms.
Yeah.
Most of the time, most of the day, you're completely alone. She would come over and play us and help us get around and stuff because we both came home with stitches and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So we didn't really get around. So she would come over and check on us and like that. So
Yeah.
it was always.
So tell me what it was like that first week. Because let's see, who went first?
I mean, you had two babies
Izzy
in
went
the house
first,
now. Yeah, you got two babies in the house, not one. So yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
my
Izzy, you
goodness.
had yours first, right? And
Yeah.
then 4 days later,
Izzy.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
Rainey
so
first
It's
and
like,
then
are they not? You think they'll have them at the same time? I'm like, no. They're like, one's in Sulphur Springs and one's in Greenville. There's no way they can have them at the same time. No.
Yeah.
We
So
did
they
it.
gave you
Helped
how
you
many
out, Mom.
days? How many days?
Four.
I mean, 4
4
days.
days.
Okay. So tell me
Mhm.
about having your baby first. So tell me about that. Like with that day and what you experienced
don't have
and
to say
your
details, but-
thoughts. Not
I'm
details.
not gonna be scared to talk about it because that'll be what I'm saying. You don't have to say anything you don't listen.
yeah,
No, you
absolutely.
don't.
Oh, that's
If
true.
you don't want to talk about it,
Homeschooling is it's kind of it is traumatic. Like
Okay.
it was just a lot.
Okay, well, you do not
well,
have to
don't-
talk about it if you don't
Yeah.
want to. Okay,
Okay.
we can take all this out.
I wish I was in a place to share it because
Yeah.
it could help a lot of people to hear how I overcame it, and I still am, but
Mhm.
I can't talk about it without getting like this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's fine. So let's talk about you have the baby, and you're bringing him home because as a mom of a boy, I know falling in love with that little is
Just
there's something weird about having boys, something special
Yeah.
about having boys. So tell me about your first week home with him, or if that's too hard, then tell me to shut up.
Because it was good for a little bit after we came home.
Yeah.
Before it fell apart again. But
Mhm.
that first week, I really wasn't able to get out of bed.
Yeah.
Or move around or anything, hardly. So his daddy was doing most of the work. He was
Mhm.
actually wanted to allow him to come and help because Izzy was about to have a baby and nobody's going to be here. So it's more of his responsibility than anybody's to take care of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was good.
Yeah.
I just got to kind of relax and hold my baby and figure out how to breastfeed and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just kind of go through emotions. I was just making it at that point. But
Yeah.
I did. I loved Brazos, like the moment they put him on my chest. Like it just made everything I had been through to that point worth it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I knew that I could get past the rest of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you watch him grow and the further you move away from that experience every day, you have to just really pray for God to just fill that thing with that baby and all his little things. I'm telling you, boys are the best, man. They're just the best. They're just so much fun. And
boys to show you what love is. So
they do. They do. Because like even Sunday, I had an emotional, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And the first person to notice was Cody. So he stands, 6'2", and I was in the kitchen and I was having a moment, and he come over and he's big old self just put his arms around me and goes, "Why are you upset? Why are you crying?" And I told him, and he was like, "Don't do that, Mama. Like you don't have to." Like he was just. And listen, Dwayne's fantastic. Okay, I have a really great husband, and I'm blessed to have him. But to have that love of that son who immediately is tuned in to me,
yeah,
that'll fix hearts you didn't break, to have that little boy. It will. There are times that he just fixes hurts in me that he had nothing to do with,
Right.
and he just the absolute perfection. Now listen, they're a real pain in the ass because they can't hit the toilet and they can't pick up their room and they stuff Doritos in couches and things like that. But
this one he looks like more like me right now, but
yeah,
he acts just like his daddy. So I already know I'm in for a world of hurt.
now I promise you, those little boys love their mamas. You'll feel that later. You'll feel that healing as they get a little bigger and a little older.
Yeah.
I
So he's
promise
what,
you, he'll be
almost
good.
a year now?
Yeah, next month will be a year.
Yeah.
What has
Yeah.
been your favorite part about being a mama so far?
He really gave me a reason to live.
Mhm.
So just having purpose.
Yeah.
And like it actually meaning something to do something every day. I think that's like my favorite part. And like watching him grow up. I mean, it lifts your heart, but you also happy at the same time. But like, you know what I mean? Just overall having him. No one can take him away from me. You know what I mean? Like as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, he is my most consistent thing.
Yeah.
Aw,
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. And they definitely give you purpose to think about how can I do better? How can I be better? How can I be more for them? Yeah. So y'all have one baby home, and 4 days later, Miss Thing over here decides to give you a second one.
The whole time we were alone, she was helping me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big and pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sisterhood right there. That's what that is.
Yeah. So how was it for you that first day having a baby? And what kind of were your thoughts? I know I looked at mine and was like, what am I supposed to do with this? At that age, because I think you and I are the same age.
It's like, that story and like all the other emotions I was doing that day is, she think going to Ito, but he was my boyfriend at the time, who's my fiance now. But when we found out we were pregnant, she took him out, and he was going through a battle with addiction, and he had been in a rehab, and he had been really good. He had been in school for the electrician apprentice, and so we worked with them to where he could be at the hospital and be there with me so that he could be there when my son was born. And so he got to be there the day that he was born, and up until the next morning that he had to be at school the next morning. So I was already dealing with that, and I kind of prepare myself for the most intense baby on it. At the same time, it was hard because there was several hours when I was spell fabric, and that was really hard. Now it was hard to kind of defend in my mind, just absorb me.
Yeah.
I would imagine you could compartmentalize, is that what they call it? Like you have to just kind of put yourself. I've never been in that situation, but I would imagine you kind of just, because now you got to be here for yourself and the baby.
And I'm in like, hey, and I'm really just trying to like focus on my baby. And my best friend's no long came up to the hospital before my fiance's mom got back, and she's like, I'm just gonna put him up there and have to wash him and do whatever you need to do so you can sleep. And I couldn't even keep my eyes open. I was so tired and just, well, that's one just grenade. Because my mom was trying to help her at that time.
Yeah. It was that sounds like a really stressful week.
Yeah, I'm all stressed. I'm like breaking out into high. I'm like, oh my god,
girl, you're not even supposed to eat this.
I know, the poor babies. Yeah, that's gotta be like
a little less fresh, Maybe we'll be able to talk about it with clear eyes one day, and we can tell you all a bit more about it. But like,
no, I know, because they're what, a year old now.
Yeah.
I think, just a year, almost a year. So y'all are still fresh new mamas. Y'all still hadn't slept all the way through the night.
Probably not.
Or barely.
They're pretty good for the most part.
Yeah. So Jennifer, that week, what was that week like for you in that back and forth and the dealing with all the
I didn't actually while their eyes open, either.
Yeah.
Not because, it was a sleepless week for me, pretty much,
Yeah.
And because I was exhausted by the time she went in for induction, and she only progressed to like a 3 or 4 maybe. And And it she had turned on epidural, and then I think he was starting to bother Ryder. But she hadn't progressed. I woke up that morning, her doctor said, I'm taking you in and we'll do a C-section. Well, while she was in there, and I went to the room that they were going to put her in when she came out, and I slept.
Yeah. Yeah.
I slept. I was so tired. And then, of course, I wasn't back at work at the hospital, so I could not go into the barbershop,
Yeah.
And I was, when they came home, and it was me, back and forth between the two.
Most
Yeah.
of you were just sleeping out there with us.
Sleep in the rocking chair with one, and I sleep rocking chair with the other. And
Yeah. Yeah. So are both you girls living in the little house next door? Is that where you're at? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's good that y'all are close.
Here. That's Braxton's back. When he got out, he'll be out a year in September. So he's living over there with, her.
Okay, good.
Rainey's over here.
Our help here, and they can do their thing over there. It just flows better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that y'all
That's
are all
awesome.
together. Like, I love that, that village, kind of approach to it, because I think that's something that, obviously I've never birthed a baby there, has it covered, and I look at somebody like, just all these mamas that just do it full time. I don't do it full time, and I love that village approach, and I feel like that is something that, as our culture, just because I watch too many documentaries about stuff. Like, have you ever seen like The Business of Being Born, like the Ricky Lake documentary about that kind of stuff? They talk about that a lot. That in our culture, there is this, I don't know, you kind of leave mothers alone, but mothers need that, that you need people. Like, you went through something physically very demanding on your body. You're not getting any sleep. If you have a colic, you do whatever it is. And I think
Your
that
mental after you have a baby.
Yeah.
No, why is being hard?
Oh, give your phone off.
I know.
It's off.
It's
Turn
made
it
off.
off.
Okay.
On the
Turn it
side.
off.
Turn it off on the side.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh God. Sorry. It's Mac.
So Mac,
Hang
we're
on.
busy. I know he thinks he's the favorite, but we're kind of in the middle of something.
I'll call you back. I'll call you back. We're on the podcast with your
Jennifer,
nieces and your
Rami and
nephew.
True.
He didn't do it. Okay. He wants everybody to know he didn't do it. And you were not mother's favorite. You were not mother's favorite.
Our family.
Yes.
It's our family.
That is so funny.
Yeah, he did do it. I'll tell you that right now.
What, the act? Is that what he's talking about,
Okay.
the act?
He said,
Yes.
I did not. He said, I did not chop the cherry tree down. I said, yeah, you did. You did. So,
Is he talking about the one where I cut my toe? Is that what he's talking about?
no, he was just saying, I did not cut the cherry tree down. And you're not mother's favorite either. So, remind me to call when I get off of here. So,
Yeah.
We feel it. They're going culturally.
yes, but I was fixing to say, that's such a Chapman thing to do, though. We need people around us, and we have, all the times mother was having babies, it was so many people around her. Of course, it was brothers, sisters, and Shirley Maud,
Right.
So, yeah. So that's a Chapman thing to do, is to be together. A lot of people.
I love that y'all have
Yeah, a
that
lot of people
support, though.
help. Yeah.
Yeah.
We found out who the real ones were, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
Like
truth.
that, you do. It just kind of happens.
Yeah. You do. Yep. You
And
find
that's
out who
and-
will come fight for you.
Yeah. And I think that's a good thing to do. Like, I think that's a good, like I was listening to something today about like the best advice you ever got from your mother. And ours was people either build you up or they tear you down.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those gauges for the people that you keep close, and that
Right.
it's okay to let people go just because they could be here for, like Brooke said, to be here for a season. It could be something like that. And, and sometimes you grow apart. Everybody has their lives or whatever, but who your village is, the people that are your ride or dies. And
Yeah.
and that's the people that I don't know, I guess that's the people that you want to keep around, because they're going to be the ones who will ride or die for your kids too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not
Yeah.
ride or die for my kids, You don't get to ride or die for
you
me.
know me.
Exactly. Because you're going to figure it out either
Yeah.
way. Might as well know now. That...
So,
Very true.
Jennifer, I guess tell me when you think about your life and your kids' lives, and now you have grandsons, and y'all just still have so much life in front of you. Well, what's your grandma name?
Wally.
See, look,
Wally. I'm Wally.
I know.
Where did that come from, Jennifer? Where did Lolly come from?
Oh, one of my friends at Rami's baby shower, she was like, "Y'all ought to be, y'all ought to be Lolly and Pop," and I was like,
Well,
"Yeah,
Lolly
that's
and
funny."
Pop.
Because I didn't think about. Of course, Rami didn't want to be soft. He's Papa or Papa.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was like, I didn't want no weird grandpa name.
yeah.
It's a
No,
nice
Dwayne is Pops, and I'm gonna go with Kiki. So, 'cause I'm just too
Aw.
young. I'm too young and cute to be a grandma. Okay, stop.
But yeah, sausage.
But see, honey, that's the advantages of having kids when you're 19 is you get to be a cute grandma, a young cute grandma. So I was going to ask you, Jennifer. So what is it that you want your legacy to be with your children and your grandchildren? Like, what do you want them when you're gone off this earth? What do you want them when they think about you? What do you want that legacy to be? And girls, will ask
I
you the
don't
same thing
know.
for your kids because you're on the front end of it. But what do you want? What are you going to work for your legacy?
I was a good mom and a good Lolly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah.
I have more to say, not long, but yeah, just
Well, do it.
Well,
Do
please
it.
do.
Tell me your
Please
thoughts
do.
about your mama.
talking about herself. She and like you can hear her too, but we don't want her to. She's never gonna back away. Like if she needs to be the bad guy for you, he's like attacks you,
Yeah.
she will. Like I
Yeah.
thought that's what mom is. Whether you want me to be the bad guy or not, I see that you need me to be, and I'm gonna be whether
Yeah.
you love me to or not.
Yeah. That's a solid lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your mom's a bully. I got it. Okay.
Mom does not play. No. No, that's why I'm coming out. You know what I mean? It's not a competition. No. Especially when it comes to us. Like,
Yeah.
when it comes to us, all bets are off. I'm sorry
Yeah.
for whoever it is on the other side of it, but good luck. But Mom is she's sweet and selfless. Like, and because she's a mom, like,
Yeah.
I've learned a little bit more this past year about what that's like and
Mhm.
kind of understanding her a little bit more. Because before I was just like, Mom, chill. But now I get it. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yep. It's a whole new set of lenses. When that child passes through your body, it's a whole new set of glasses that you get to look through.
Whole new
And,
person.
Yes. Yeah, you think, I would kill somebody for this kid.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
No
would.
hesitation. I think the people pleaser in you just kind of dies. And then you're
Oh, that's
like,
good. Yeah,
I don't
that's good.
care what anybody thinks of me. And I told her this the other day. I said, I can, everything I like as far as like, because we both are in the court system. I said, everything that I have is extra. I said, it could all go away. As long as my kid's okay, I don't care.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
like, as long as my kid's happy and healthy and
Yeah.
knows that I love him, I can care less what else here and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. And that
And
all
that's kind
comes
of how
from
long it
having
is.
a baby.
Like, I realize how much life from her we are, you know what I mean?
I would
Yeah.
wear orange and white stripes for them.
Yeah.
She almost did, shoot.
Yeah.
He's okay. Wow.
I told we would post
Yeah.
that too. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
if you see me on Hunt County in orange and white, you'll know why.
But I'll better start
Just know I did it.
Let's
Yeah.
go on because
So
Yeah.
you'll be an episode of ID then, huh? We'll see you on
Yeah.
ID.
for sure. Now she would be on the Seas Block News because she wouldn't even try to plan it. She just do it.
Well, it's
Yeah, I
like
think
that TikTok that was going on to that video, whatever, where they're asking these mothers, like, would you kill for your children? And a lot of these mothers are like, ooh, kill for them? And I'm just like,
I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's what
I would unalize somebody
Yeah.
for my. I mean, I would do that for my
No, I was
stepchildren.
patient. And I was
Yeah,
like,
100%.
the next night, and you got me fine.
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay, but
Yeah.
the funniest story.
Yeah.
Cody and I were watching TV one time, and it's just a year or so ago, and he was laying on the couch and he had his head in my lap, and we were watching just one of those shows, those crime shows, and this woman, they were in court, and the mother of the victim was standing up, and she was just, giving her victim impact statement, and she was just, I mean, mad at this guy for killing her kid. And she's just going off, and Cody looks up at me and he goes, Mama, would you be like that in court for me? And I said, no, darling, his mama would be like that at me.
yes.
He'd be dead and she'd be mad at me. And he reaches up and we're like, boom. You don't have to worry about me being an impact statement. I'm not going to tell you anything.
Yes. Well,
I have lived
and,
my life. I'll be
Yes.
okay.
and that's so cute that y'all think that the cops would find his body. That is so cute.
It's cute. And just so you know, we just got banned on YouTube.
It's fine. It's
Oh,
going
well.
to be a true crime podcast. It's fine. We can
Right,
talk about it.
Right.
It was bound to happen anyway.
Yeah, it was.
So,
Needless to say, I don't have to wear orange and white, so I'm good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Things are better now.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
teeth have calmed down a lot. And right
Good.
now. For sure.
Good. And I think that's the thing, is just to recognize when you go through hard times. And I think that's something that we get, from our lineage too. Is just, okay, it's bad, it sucked, we survived. What's next? Just
Right.
what's next, whatever that looks like. Because we've been through the same thing with having an ex-husband and having to deal with kids that are hurt and pushing through life. And I think that's just it's just part of life. It's just what's
And then
next.
it's so that, like I always hear Grandma say, history shall pass.
Oh,
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
Mom,
not say that? Yeah.
Mom says that.
Yeah.
When I called
Mama
Mom
does.
before, I
Yeah.
said, Mom, I need you to film a video on the best advice Grandma ever gave you, like as a mother. So I said, I need content, Mama. We got to do this. And that's what she said. She goes, Grandma would say, or Mom would say, there's two songs.
Yeah. This
And,
too shall
uh,
pass.
That's all it needs to be said.
Yeah.
And you'll make through it, and you'll be stronger for it.
And they say it 100
So-
times a day while you're going through it, but
Yeah.
And it's not fun. Like, I'm not afraid because I think God is bigger than my crap. But, like,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say that God's plan isn't always fun. Just because you have
No.
faith in God's
Mhm,
plan doesn't
mhm.
mean it's fun. It doesn't mean it doesn't suck. It doesn't mean you don't like it.
Yeah.
Because, it's one of the things that I need the words to talk about all of those, like, would I make my path any different? I didn't get married until I was 43. I've got 4 stepbabies. I am old. I've got my vintage 1979 t-shirt on now. But it's one of those, like, God bless the broken road type things. And I would not give up Jared and the girls now. But this isn't exactly the path I would have chosen. I would have much preferred to be a young mother. I honestly thought I would do that. And even though I'm trusting God in this path and whatever comes, if we're able to have another baby, and we can talk about, the fertility stuff going on right now, which is super not fun, but it is what it is. I would have rather God's path was different. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that this isn't fun. God's path isn't fun. It
No.
sucks sometimes, but you can trust him and still not like it.
Right.
Still be like, God,
Yeah.
really? But,
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Not the
I'm
strongest one.
you what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not your strongest soldier. Please, please.
Like, Jesus, I don't need to, what is it that you never ask for patience? Because God's gonna, like,
like that was
But
another
try-
one.
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I always said, do not pray for patience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they can. So just
Yeah.
it too shall pass, but it's not always fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. And I
what
think
is it?
that is
But
the
you learn
focus.
that it doesn't actually kill you.
They don't
The things
pray.
you think are gonna kill you, they don't actually kill you. So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much. And Izzy, if you get to a point where you want to tell your story, you call us. Okay? Whatever it is, when you get to a point, because I do think that this is going to be a really great place to be there for other women. And those stories, we want to tell those stories, but we want to tell them in your time. So we would love to hear or be there to help when you want to talk through that.
Yeah, for sure.
At another time. But thank you so much for taking the time today and for laughing with us and for talking about your mama and your grandma and your great grandma.
Yes.
We appreciate that because I really do think this is going to be a great place for us to share these stories. And I think that they're going to make a difference to other women, out there. So
for sure.
I appreciate you guys.
Definitely.
Agreeing to do this because I know it's
I feel
uncomfortable.
like if other women had the mothers that we have,
to do that. But
at least I've been in their life somewhat to just even know from judgment them once.
I don't know
Like,
if y'all can hear me, but I
I
think I
just can't
lost
imagine
internet
not
connection.
having my
Hold on.
mom be my mom. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the conversations we've had and the kind of decision that she is. Like our whole family, when you break them down, they're still pillars of like divorce, but they're all pretty much the same. And to not have like our group of women to look up at our whole life, like I can only imagine what it can do for people. You know what I mean?
We need to start like a network of like adoptive moms. So like our mom, your mom, ooh, Alzheimer's, that kind of stuff. That like if there's women out there who need a mom, just to tell them they're gonna have or a mom to pray for them or something like that. We need to do like a little have a little network of rent a mom. It's real mom. That's what it is.
Well, I think one of the things that we can be grateful for is that there's a whole line of women of faith that's come before us, and so we get to stand on their shoulders, and you got to be grateful for mother's mother. We didn't know her much, but we do know that she was a godly woman with character, and she played the piano and sang old hymns, to her children. A whole line of women of faith, So, and not every one of my sisters have been church going and all that, but you know what? They had a foundation, and so clearly they passed down grace from their mother to their children. So and their great grandchildren and also I think we can truly say that we've been blessed. Not that there have been
generational curses, but I also and I don't think there's any biblical things for what I'm about to say, but I also believe in generational blessings, and I think that's those things
that is biblical. That is biblical, baby.
I'm
That's God's
Bible.
That's God's promise. Yeah,
I mean, if it's not on my app, like on the daily, then I'm not here. But I think those things do pass down because, again, like our mom was normal because, and I said this, and I'll say it many times. The only reason I survived my early 20s and my rebellious phase is because I had a mother who was praying for me not to die in a field at a house party in just in a city.
That's true.
And her mother was praying for us not to die on the side of the road, going, doing whatever you do kind of thing. And I survived 1998 to 2005 because the mother was praying for me. And I didn't die in a field. Did you? No, you didn't. Because our mothers are praying. I'm just kidding, Mom. I was never in a field.
Yeah.
It's just never in a field.
Yeah.
I'll get had it, but don't embarrassing there.
Just kidding, Mama.
Sure.
I'm just joshing.
I know, baby.
All right. Well, like Dogi said, thank you guys, Jennifer, Rami, Izzy, for coming on our little podcast. We appreciate it, and we're so glad we got to see you because I don't even know the last time we've seen each other in person. I think one of the funerals, unfortunately, that we've had to go to for some of the aunts in the last couple of years. Love technology to be able to see everybody. Yes. And Izzy and Rami, it's so good to talk to you because I said I don't think I've talked to you in like 10 years. So I was like at the beginning of the thing before we started recording, I was like, I'm your cousin. We've never met. But it's good to see. I love like seeing you guys and your babies on social media. So it's a blessing to get to just to see that part of it and get to see everybody grow. So keep, posting videos of the babies and all that. And for those of you listening, thank you again for taking the time to listen to The Mother You Know, The Woman You Don't. And be sure to like, follow, do all that stuff on social media, and then go to wherever you listen to your podcast. If you can give us a rating and a review, that would be lovely because we need that too, and we haven't asked for that yet. So go leave us a lovely 5-star, rating. That's 5 stars. And go to our website at The Mother You Know, The Woman You Don't. We also have a blog up there that we put up. You can listen to us there, anywhere you get your podcasts. And we will be back next week with another episode. So
Thank you, ladies.
Bye,
Love
guys.
y'all.
Thank you, ladies.
Love you. Bye.